Welcome back to the Pipebomb. It is professional wrestling's fourth unofficial show. The best place you can come to information, and not only information, but just to relax. We're not autistically looking to any kind of information or anything like that. We have a really relaxed approach, as you'll see over time.
Yeah, I'm touching myself.
Exactly.
Below the camera.
Below, yeah. That's weird. That's so weird. I was trying to look at my notes in time. I'd forgotten they were to the right. And
But we can keep that.
Yeah, we'll roll with that. But yeah, to start off the SummerSlam, I thought it was pretty good. I liked how they started it during the daytime out there in Cleveland, the home of Logan Paul. I liked how they did start out with Jelly Roll. He's been all over the place.
Dude, Jelly Roll he's basically the fat Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, he's the Michelin Man Snoop Dogg is what it is.
He's everywhere. And he did a standing choke slam. He didn't move an inch. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, that choke slam was pretty stiff. That was crazy. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool how he started out, giving a little the national anthem, and they kind of used him later on in the match. I had a feeling they probably would.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's been at a lot of WWE events lately too.
Yeah.
Like that's seeming to be like his style.
Yeah.
He definitely likes it.
Yeah.
So we'll probably see more of him. If he was a little bit slimmer, and in fit, we'd probably see him in a match. Probably pull a Bad Bunny or something.
Dude, he could pull that whole Samoa move where they just drop their ass straight on him. that would kill.
Is he like one of those big guys though that doesn't have a butt, or is he?
That's true. It just keeps going straight back.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about? They also had Machine Gun Kelly out there with the razor blade earrings.
Yeah.
Dude? What?
You know what? MGK was back in the day. I remember they did the Rock versus Cena, the once in a lifetime. However, they did it 2 times. MGK was out there and he sang John Cena out and he got booed.
I remember that.
Remember that?
I forgot.
Like they booed him because
that was horrible.
It was a pro rock crowd as well, so I expected it. But yeah, MGK came out with John Cena, and look at that collab. The 2 best white rappers probably to ever live.
Dude, I think you got a point there, dude. Besides little Mabu.
Yeah, maybe they could do a collab, all 3 of them.
But they did a pretty good job opening the night. I mean, they went straight from that right into Rhea versus Liv, which was crazy. Yeah. I didn't really pay attention
right off the bat
to like the not scorecard, but like the cards beforehand. I just kind of went into blindly. I mean, I knew kind of like how they were going to set it up, but I didn't pay attention to like, okay, who's fighting in order, because I wanted to be surprised. And I did not expect them to do Liv versus Rhea at the beginning of it. And man, that was crazy. I didn't. That ending was something else, man. That the turn, and you got Dom with the chair. Yeah. Like, how'd you feel about that with the whole catching the chair situation?
Well, I'll say this. First of all, I want to say that Liv Morgan's wrestling is really good.
Dude, it was crazy.
Which is really nice because I've said this before, but like I'm really into the wrestling side of things. Obviously the drama is amazing, right? But the wrestling, I'm always into the wrestling, and she hit a move. I don't know what it's called. Somebody's probably going to call me out for it, but like I don't know what she hit on Rhea, but it was really satisfying. It worked really well, and it was one of my favorite moves the entire night, women's, men's, regardless.
Man, they were going back and forth crazy. At the beginning, I was kind of cringing out because they did the whole chase thing where Morgan would run out, and then she would chase after her, and then she'd get pissed off. But the part whenever Liv reversed and then went off the ropes to her finisher,
that was amazing.
That was crazy. Yeah. I'd give it to her.
It's they're kind of, to me, I don't know if we've seen a rivalry between 2 women this good before. I think we've seen close. You could make some callbacks, but to me, this one special sets itself apart.
Yeah, I was pretty excited for that. And then they had the whole makeout scene at the end of that. Dude.
Yeah, dude.
They're getting gnarly nowadays, dude. Yeah.
I had a cousin going to the bathroom while the makeout scene happened shortly after. People love it. Like whatever they're doing with that, I love it.
Yeah, there was I think like 54,000 people in attendance, and there was exactly 50,000 boners.
Yeah.
At that moment.
Yeah, so if there was a counter up, it would have been.
That's the dynamic, the male to female there.
He's Dom is, I don't know what he's done backstage or whatnot, but like it's every girl on the roster. Nobody's safe.
Dude, he's the dirty boy. He's the one that he got. If you got some prison cred,
Yeah,
he's got
I think
that.
that's what does it.
Yeah, he's got that poppy cred. He's Mysterio last name.
Yeah, he's incredible. And honestly, I was talking to somebody else about this, but I want to see him with a belt one day.
Oh yeah.
Maybe even farther than going a mid card belt.
Dude, I would honestly put him on the heavyweight.
Yeah,
belt.
dude. Yeah,
don't start him too far with the WWE Championship. I think it'd be good if they go, start him with like the heavyweight. I think the U.S. Championship won't make sense, or the Intercontinental, but I could see him like going after the heavyweight belt, and then later them using that away for Damian to get his belt back as revenge.
Okay, it's premature. I was going to talk about Damian. We'll get to that later.
Oh yeah,
But
we'll get to Damian.
Judgment Day right now is incredible. I'm not a huge Judgment Day guy. I liked it because Edge started it and it was a cool beginning, and it was a decent beginning. Then it got better. They kind of revived it. But the Judgment Day now that it's over, which is a little silly, but now that it's over, I think it's over. That's another question. We've talked about is Liv, and are they going to start their own thing? Her, Finn Balor, and
I'm thinking about that. It may just be like a triple threat kind of thing, a little a polyamorous situation with
dude, put them in War Games or something.
Yeah, Finn Balor with Liv and Dom. Yeah, I think they might try to create their own group. There's a couple people I think they might throw in there. I think they're going to set up another group because it's going to allow them to put more NXT.
Oh yeah,
because you have to think a good way to introduce people into the WWE is initially from NXT to the main roster.
Yeah,
in my opinion, is by putting them into a group.
Oh yeah,
that way it starts them off with a storyline. Because if you just put them out in the group, like just put them out like who they are, they have no backstory, no lore to them. But you do that and it initially gives them a story.
Yeah, that's how so many people have gotten a start. And because if you throw them out there by themselves, it's kind of like Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, I think this is speculation, but she's still with Bianca because Bianca's a veteran, and I think she's saying stay with her for a while, and then you can go on your feet. Because I've said this many times, I want Jade to go out by herself. I think she's obviously a singles competitor.
Oh yeah,
she looks like a Greek goddess. So her being in the tag team is a little weird, but then again, I think it's necessary because needs a little bit more. I think from what they've said. This isn't coming from me. I don't know her. I wish I knew her. I don't know her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's coming from them.
And her husband, professional baseball player.
Really?
Yeah, he was really good.
I actually had no clue. Was he in the MLB or what?
Oh yeah, Major League.
Oh really?
My boy hitting balls.
I didn't know if he was playing for one of the. They have like the Mudcats games around here.
Yeah. Like they say I'm professional baseball.
They play for the Mudcats.
Yeah. But yeah, after that, that was pretty good. They're leaving some storyline to be opened up with the Judgment Day.
Oh yeah.
And then right after that match, they led right into the Logan versus LA Knight, and another belt change. Belt changes. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's it to me. People say it's like a lot of people are calling it a predictable SummerSlam, but a lot of times predictable means that they went with what the fans wanted. So it's kind of like a catch. You don't never know.
It's kind of like, okay, look, we're listening to you.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the like the WWE universe. You got people who complain when they don't listen, and then when they finally listen and give them the results that they want, then they say, oh, it was predictable. Yeah. So it's like they're never going to win.
You're never going to win either way.
You're never going to win.
As long as Twitter or X is a thing, not everyone's going to be happy.
But I'm glad to see LA Knight finally got his first belt.
LA Knight is a goat. LA Knight, he can wrestle still. He can really wrestle.
He can wrestle. He did some crazy moves. That top, the from the top rope.
Oh yeah, almost fucking killed Logan Paul. It was still cool though.
Instead of going like diagonal and just falling back, they almost went like straight up and then fell straight down. Yeah, like
it was almost bad, but I could tell. I know that I saw every time I see the referee. When you see the referee slide in, that usually means someone's about to, like maybe dead or they're not dead. But everything was fine. And could you imagine though? Imagine if Logan Paul broke his fucking neck,
dude,
on a SummerSlam. Like that would be
with all his connections that he has right now with the Logan Paul or the Paulcast or whatever.
Yeah, do they bring him out like they'd bring him out every week in a wheelchair? That'd be a great storyline actually. Now that I think of it.
They could have ran with that.
They've never had like a Professor X kind of guy. You know what I mean? Come in with a wheelchair.
Because since he's losing hair.
Yeah, dude, that actually would have been perfect. You can always play off. They always play off the bad.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it happens sometimes. But I think honestly, that would be Logan Paul's like his path to a big belt because they say how is he going to get there? That would have been it.
But the thing is about Logan Paul, do you think they're using this loss and belt change to try to demote him right now because of a lot of the controversies that he's in? Because like as we're recording this, CoffeeZilla did upload another video talking about the whole the Crypto Zoo scam and all that. I mean, that's been heavily ignored in the WWE, but we'll kind of see where that goes from there.
Yeah, I guess I don't even know if they can't talk about it because WWE is one of those places where like half of the stuff is taboo. But like, it'd be funny. I'd love to see MJF type of personality, like a Miz or somebody, like call him out for that on. They don't have to go full Japan or anything and talk about the Suicide Force, but it'd be funny if someone slightly took a dig. His next,
oh yeah,
but he would take Logan Paul would probably cook. He'd probably take that really seriously. He'd probably be in the mirror cutting a promo for an hour trying to figure out what he was going to say. He's always in something because he's got so many things going on.
Yeah, that match was like kind of just short and sweet, nothing too crazy. I just like how they switched the belt. I do like how Logan Paul showed a lot of his talent with that backflip from the top rope, where he grabbed the belt and kind of just did a flip and then did a backflip afterwards.
Oh my god!
Out of the ring, it was incredible,
dude. I got to talk about AEW fan. I like AEW. We watch AEW. It's never going to be a huge topic. It will be when it
unless stuff goes down, we'll mention it.
Yeah. But it's mainly a WWE show. But dude. Oh my God! And everyone needs to stay offline. It's horrible online, and this is online, but this is a little different. AEW, dude, I've been looking online. There was like a post, and it was like, I saw 10 AEW wrestlers do that at a dark match last week. They did the same move. Who cares? Like, what are you talking about? They had a dark match, and some random did a backflip, did a moonsault off the thing. Like what? Just say it was cool. You don't like them, but it was cool.
Yeah,
that simple.
I mean, a lot of people have to realize too. I mean, they're going to have to like those guys that are doing dark matches. They're going to do more edgier, crazier moves because they're trying to make a name for themselves. So, I mean, you don't see the thing is you have to look at the name versus the risk. If your name is worth a lot in the WWE or in the company, the risks are going to be lower. They don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah. So. The reason I'm saying this is because everyone in AEW is a week away from being paralyzed. I don't know if you like Darby Allin every single week, almost kills himself. What I'm saying is Logan Paul is the biggest guy in WWE. Like as far as as far as an outsider coming in. So for him to do that move and do it that well is insane. So when people go online and they're like, oh, I've seen several. Well, it probably didn't look that good. And you're right. It was on a dark match. So I didn't see it, and if I don't get it. It's just I get that he's Logan Paul and he has his antics, but it was still one of the coolest spots I've ever seen, especially in his hometown. It was cool. I liked it. I want him to come back as soon as possible. I don't know if he's going to give him some time off because I was wondering about that too. But if so, I want him back, and I want him cutting promos and doing flips as soon as possible.
Oh yeah. Well, just give it time. He'll be back. Yeah, after that, we went straight on to Tiffany Stratton coming out to the Bayley versus Nia Jax match. That match, it was pretty decent. Nothing too crazy, like memorable during the match. I mean, only thing that was memorable, honestly, to me, was just Tiffany coming out and like kind of fake cashing it in. They did a thing where she was running up like she was going to cash in, and then Bayley hit her, so she wasn't able to cash in.
It's the Damian Priest special. For a year, we watched Damian Priest come out and pretend to cash in, and I don't like it. I don't know. It's not. I don't want to play the heel so much, but like I really hope they don't, because I feel like Drew McIntyre lost his Money in the Bank and didn't cash in like so quick. Like he lost it the night of, right? So I don't want them to drag Tiffany's Money in the Bank out for a year. And they gave her like a special briefcase.
Yeah.
So in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh God, she's going to, every Monday Night Raw, every SmackDown, she's going to come out and, fake cash in with the briefcase.
Yeah, show off the case like it's a belt.
Yeah. But, Bayley. Bayley lifted Nia Jax up. That was cool.
That was pretty cool.
That was cool.
Picked her up from just a regular power bomb up on her shoulders, walked with her.
This isn't any knock to Nia, but that's a big girl. That's a big, and Bayley lifting her up. That's not something to go, oh, she's,
man,
That's a big girl.
That's Atlas picking up the earth.
Yeah, dude, that might be bigger deal. It probably had more eyes on that than
Whole
that
world
happened.
in her hands,
Yeah,
man.
she walked around with her. It wasn't a quick, because I've seen several spots in WWE where it's a quick, and then it's, I picked her up long enough to withstand her for about, a second, and then they drop her. But she lifted her up and carried her. She carried her. That was one of the coolest parts of the
Yeah.
night, in my opinion, for a match that wasn't my most anticipated.
I didn't expect her to actually win the belt. I think, honestly, she's going to look pretty cool now that she's got, the crown
She should wear both.
and the belt.
She should wear both.
She's
That'll
got to
separate
wear
them.
both.
Yeah, both. Top right here. I think that is going to make her a bit more of a force. But it's like, I think the thing that for me, it's like I'm sitting here thinking, okay, how is SmackDown going to go Friday? I'm imagining she's not going to come out first. It's going to be very Roman Reigns centered. If he shows up, if he's there or not. So it's like I can tell there's not as much hype as there is, but that she has the main women's belt. She's got the big gold one, so I just want to see what she's doing. I've always said I think Nia Jax can promo. She's one of the only women out there who promo that everything doesn't feel rehearsed. When Nia Jax speaks, I think it feels like she's just talking. When a lot of the other women speak, it's very like, they have like a script. They got like a paper, But that's why I like Nia. Her wrestling's not my favorite, but I think maybe she can do something incredible. I don't know.
We'll have to see, man. She does have the bloodline in her, so
Yeah, she's a part of the bloodline.
we'll have to see, man. Before we get on to the next match, there's one thing I do want to bring up, though. The amount of shoulder injuries that happened that night. Man, dude, it seems like it's like, okay, first it started off, with Rhea Ripley, not to go back onto a subject, but started off with her. Everyone believed that her shoulder was actually popped out. There was a couple clips or a couple snapshots that you see. It looks like her shoulders popped out.
Yeah.
But she could have also just be kind of like, she could have been flexing her collarbone to kind of make it look like it was, popped out. But at first, I always believed that shit was popped out. And then afterwards, it seemed like everybody at the start of the match started out with a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Braun Breaker right afterwards.
His shoulder was fucked up. Fatu changed it up with an ankle injury at the end, but everyone else's shoulders were something was going on. I don't know what it was, but it was. Imagine if they had two shoulder pop outs, and that you don't ever want to be the second person that does it because then it's not as cool as Rhea's. Because if Rhea pushed her shoulder into the announce table and fixed it, that's insane.
Dude, if that was real, that would be
But I don't know if it is. Everyone online is like, I think that was real. But that's if you have half the internet saying it was, half the internet saying it wasn't, you did your job. I think that's what WWE wants. They want you to say, was it real? Because her shoulder was looking a little wonky.
Oh, yeah.
It was looking a little cerebral palsy for a second, just the way she had it afterwards. I just couldn't tell her not.
All I know is 2K's got some more content to add to the game.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Snap your shoulder back.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was a spot or not. Even if it was a spot, it was cool, I think. It was something different that I don't really see much. I know AEW, Will Ospreay, actually, his shoulder came out at an event just recently, but that was 100% real as far as I know. But maybe they took some inspiration. Do you think the WWE guys watch, AEW any? I know Shane McMahon does.
I mean, they definitely do share inspiration from one another, but just subtly and not kind of like talking about it. It's the same thing with music. How a lot of like artists, like if something goes popular, like a type of, way like a flow or a beat or anything like that,
Yeah.
it's usually copied and pasted in their own kind of format.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be too surprised. But yeah, right after that, I mean, we got the Damian versus the Gunther match. I honestly thought that Damian Priest was going to keep his belt. I actually didn't expect him to drop it. I mean, the match was pretty good. It was pretty solid. Gunther always does good in the ring. So, I mean, I wasn't too surprised that it was going to do well. It was just kind of one of those matches where you kind of, it's going to do good, so you can sit back, relax, and know you're about to watch something good. But I will say, we predicted Finn Balor coming out. Like, what was it, like 1 minute into the match, we went, Finn Balor's coming out during this thing. I'm going to mess it up. We have a good feeling about it.
And I knew Finn Balor was going to be the only one. If they all came out, obviously Dom's not going to come out, but if it was just Finn, which it was, I knew something was going down. So when Finn popped out, I was like, okay, something's happening here. I didn't expect them to do it the way they did it, but it was great. Whatever they did, I think Finn does a full anime turnaround and stare to the ground like this.
Yeah.
You see that?
Dude, that's one thing that, dude, I honestly, it was cool how he grabbed his leg, but then when he immediately turned around and just went full emo real quick for a second, like he had a trench coat on.
Yeah.
He just went full emo. Dude, that was hilarious.
You knew it was set in stone. Like he did a classic turnaround, and it makes sense because I've said this before. I've never said it on here or anything, but like I want the Demon to come back so bad. I think it's Finn Balor's best asset. It gives him a Wyatt Six kind of thing where he's got his regular personality and the Demon personality. So if they have to bring that back. That has to be incorporated into the storyline.
Oh yeah, and I definitely think they held it off for a good minute because he was, in my opinion, before his shoulder injury from the past, he was overusing the Demon mentality. So I think what they do, they're going to take it away and then bring it back. So when he does bring it back, it's going to mean like a lot. And I think this what they're setting up now with him being like emo and evil, there's a good chance it may come back soon.
Yeah, it's got to be done right. I want it to be something to where they don't bring it back like, tonight on Monday Night Raw. I want them to kind of set it up and then mention it, foreshadow. They don't need to pop up a QR code or anything for like the Wyatt Six, but if they foreshadow it and bring it in the right, I think everyone's going to pop off of it, and then everyone's going to be instantly invested. Because I have a lot of people who are now watching WWE who don't even know who the Demon is. They're like, what's the Demon? And I'm like, it's literally what makes Finn Balor the coolest member of the Judgment Day, but he's the least cool member because he doesn't do it. So it's like, if he brings that back, we're back. Finn
It's
Balor's
Naruto
back.
without the nine tails.
It is. It really is. Yeah, you can't. You can't take that away from him and expect him to be the same. But you can add it back in, and then it'd be really, really cool.
Oh yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, so we'll have to wait and see. I do like that heel turn. I do like the belt change again. That was our third belt change of the night, I believe.
Yeah, and just to point to what you said, I full-heartedly thought that Damian Priest was keeping this belt, maybe until like 2 more pay-per-views, because it's just he just got big momentum. He came out the other week on Raw, had a huge pop. He was getting that momentum that the WWE wanted him to get. People were saying his run has been better than Cody's. I was like, oh, wow, he's actually doing pretty good. They released a documentary on him. I haven't watched it yet. I'll probably watch it this week. And then they take the belt, but it gives him a unique opportunity to have a generational feud against Finn Balor, who's supposed to be like one of his best friends.
Oh, yeah, and that's going to be pretty good. I mean, I like his bring up, the whole bisexual Undertaker.
I like that too, yeah.
We'll see where it goes from
Did you
there.
ever see the move that got him to call him the bisexual Undertaker?
No.
Yeah, he does a move where he puts him up as a tombstone pile driver. So imagine Undertaker going for a tombstone pile driver, but he doesn't drop him down on his head. He drops him down into the 69 position. So imagine him going fully forward and dropping him down like that. That's what got him the name of the bisexual Undertaker, which is a great nickname now that I know the lore.
Tombstone to 69?
Yep. And he could actually, if Raw gets to Netflix, he's already on Raw.
He's a call it Route 69.
Dude, I have his number. But yeah, it was it was really cool. I'm a fan of his matches. I think the South of Heaven is a really cool finisher. Every time he hits it, it's really cool. Gunther is really a big guy, so every time he hits like a drop kick, it's really cool because he's big and you feel like he shouldn't be doing it. They were chopping the shit out of each other's chest the entire time. It's a Gunther match, so it's to be expected. Now, one thing I want to ask you, Gunther's kind of being overshadowed by all the Judgment Day stuff. I want to talk about that for a second. I think this is great because Gunther I think he's a world heavyweight belt guy through and through. I think that belt fits him like O.J. Simpson's glove, dude.
They like separated him from his like 2 little side men. They've been having him coming out alone,
which is good.
They've been having him coming out alone. He's his own personnel. He's got the ring. Was it the ring general? Persona going on right now. Yeah, it's good. And I definitely this belt run is going to make him have more of an independent run, which is good. I think it's glad. I think it's glad. It's good that he is having his own like little belt run, and it gives his little sidemen that he had their own opportunity to create their own story, which I don't know what they're going to do with it, but we'll have to see.
Well, I always thought for the longest time they were going to add, Ilya Dragunov.
Oh yeah,
people said they were going to add him to the group, but it never happened.
I think what it was, Ilya came into the league. and he just made such a hit by himself. They're like, if we did this right now, it would. His wrestling's too good. It's too good, and he does a really good job selling moves, and he does a good job almost putting people over. And he's not even a name to put people over yet. It's just he sells things so good, he makes his opponent look so good, which is like he's doing what he's supposed to do in his first year in the main roster, which is make others look good, but look good yourself. Because what it's doing is showing the crowd that you have the moves, you have what it takes to keep up. And initially what they can do is, put you in more promotions, or they can promote you more and they don't feel off about doing so.
Yeah, I want Braun Breaker versus Ilya every single week. They did it for like 2-3 weeks in a row, and it was like the 3 best wrestling-wise episodes of Monday Night Raw. Just there, they had like a spot the other Monday where I don't know if you remember, but Braun Breaker, he grabs them and he puts them. They're on the ring post, and it's a move that I think I might have seen before, but it just looked really good in this case. And he takes them and he puts them up and he lands his stomach, Ilya's stomach, on the ring post. I don't know if you remember, but it's a spot that looks very painful.
Yeah, he slammed him right onto the top of the ring post. It looks like it shattered his ribs.
It was horrible. I was sitting there because a lot of the superstars they have their pain face where they're like in trouble. Like it looks like they're they have like diarrhea or something. But it was like a real one. It was like he just got fucking planted by Braun Breaker, which is probably the worst person to get that done by. So and Braun Breaker, he had a little spot on Pat McAfee's show this week, which helps him out a lot as well. So I didn't watch it, but he was on there, so that's gonna help Braun even more. He's headed to the moon. He's headed to the moon. He's the Intercontinental belt, but I could see him with a main belt probably a year from now.
Got that Steiner bloodline in him, man. I'm ready to see where it goes.
They were there too. They were watching. There's a whole screen grab of just them reacting to him winning the belt. I wonder if they know that. Do they know if he's getting that belt or not?
Beforehand?
I don't know.
No, they're not allowed to tell the families.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I remember looking into that they do keep, like, it's in their contract that they're not allowed to share storyline with family members. So that way when they do come to shows, the emotions or like
they're real.
Yeah, the emotions are like as natural as they can possibly get.
Okay. Yeah, it was cool though. That whole segment. It was one thing about it though, I thought it was a little bit of a squash match. It was a little bit of like this is the shortest, length match, and he's going to kind of run. This is how I know a match is a squash match. If the commentator says whenever somebody's getting pinned, if they go, oh, yeah, you could count to 100, he's not getting up. Who was it? Corey Graves. He has a line. If you ever see Corey Graves on the mic and he says, you could count to 100, he's not getting up, it's over, and it was a squash match. And it happened, and as soon as it happened, I was like, okay. But it kind of makes sense because it's Braun Breaker.
Yeah, that's why
he's that character.
Yeah, I didn't really have much to say about that Sami Zayn match. It was just a squash match, just a kind of a move-on situation. But, I mean, speaking of family, dude, what about the CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre match with the bracelet, that weird obsession match? They treated that bracelet like it was a belt.
Oh, yeah, that's probably more important than the belt. They need to make a belt of the bracelet.
Just the bracelet.
Good God.
Yeah, just the bracelet. Make the bracelet the new belt.
Yeah. A new mid-card title and just let CM Punk hold it. It was okay at first, and then it was like they were pushing the fact that it was like his dog and his wife, and I was just like, yeah, that is important for sure, but it's just like, I don't know. It doesn't, whatever weight it's trying to hold it, for me, it doesn't hold it.
No, it was very weird and awkward, and then they did the scenes where, like, him looking at the belt and then dropping them, and then going up to Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I'll lose anything else before the bracelet. Yeah. It's just like everyone's had that, bro. I've had it on my wrist at one point. Everyone's had the bracelet by now. It's being passed around.
Dude, that's a naughty thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he does his finisher to Seth Rollins, and then slowly takes it off just for him to lose again. I mean, I don't know. I wanted CM Punk to win, but I had a feeling Drew McIntyre was going to win anyways. It's just that whole bracelet situation was really weird. I mean, I feel like they could have built a different storyline to that. Maybe have him something of like AJ's, like her boots or something. I don't know.
That was their
something
belt.
Better than just a little plastic bracelet.
They needed a belt for this match, and they found it in the use of a small kid's bracelet, and it just for me didn't work. But it was a decent match. I'll tell you this. I've seen CM Punk in AEW, and he looked a little bit sluggish. He was just like a little bit of a... AEW doesn't have tight standards on your conditioning and whatever. Look at Will Ospreay. These guys, they're not like cut like the WWE guys are. And I thought CM Punk was about to come out. He was going to look like bloated, look like he had just, down to six-pack. But he actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, he looks pretty good for his age.
Yeah, I
Oh,
would.
did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
he looked good, and I expected him to be sluggish, but he wasn't. Everything in it looked good.
Yeah, I'm trying to put a U in between the CM.
Yeah, dude. It looked really good. Either way, whatever he did, apparently they paid homage to the Bret. I think it was a Bret Hart match with Shawn Michaels. Everything color coded to whatever they were wearing back on like an old classic.
Cool.
I got to go back and watch it, but it was cool for that reason. But honestly, it was a very hype match. But I think it got a little bit overshadowed by a lot of the other stuff going on because there was a lot going on.
Oh yeah. I mean, they did a couple little secrets too. I mean, they also did the little. I don't know if they did this on purpose as like a little writing thing for Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins' character, he's all about everything revolving around him. He comes out in flashy, fashion outfits every night. Yeah. But one thing I thought that was interesting, how CM Punk, he like whenever he was down. And he looked at him, he goes, "It's not always about me, but it's also not always about you." I wonder if that was like they're trying to build something along with that. I just thought that was cool, knowing Seth Rollins' character and him always like having everything revolve around him. Yeah. They're like, let's have a deep moment right now.
Yeah. It's cool when they do that sometimes. Sometimes it works, and I thought it worked. I thought it worked there. It was I'd give it about a 7 out of 10. The bracelet could bump it to a 6, but you're getting CM Punk in a wrestling ring in 2024, so you should, I was happy either way. But then again, Drew McIntyre still does not have a belt, and I don't know what's happening with that. I feel like he's never going to get a belt except the bracelet. I think they said, "Listen, Drew, we're going to give you this bracelet, and you're just going to have to deal with that for a little bit, and we can't really put a belt on you, but if you will stick with this bracelet and make this," he's kind of using the bracelet as, back in the day they would try to build up the Intercontinental belt. He's trying to make that bracelet the same status as, maybe like a brand new women's Intercontinental belt. Like that might be his new belt. But who's the bracelet with now?
Oh yeah, Drew, he took it back.
Oh, he retained.
Yeah, he retained the title. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you can now buy the bracelet on www.com/shop.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. At this point, you should, because it's everyone's worn it at this point. So now they could probably profit off of it.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. But, I mean, speaking of WrestleMania, they didn't try to do a Bloodline versus Cody Rhoades again, kind of a rematch for SummerSlam for the final match. I thought that was pretty decent. Solo came out cringe as always. I mean, he's doing okay as like an enemy right now. I wouldn't say he's got much of a pop. I mean, I feel like a lot of the negative feedback he's getting is not necessarily because he's a good heel, just because people are they genuinely dislike the guy.
You basically have kind of like an election situation, how you have a lot of people voting against one party just because they don't want that specific candidate. That's kind of what you have. It's kind of like we don't really hate you that much, but because you're involved with Roman Reigns and you're disrespecting Roman Reigns, now we're invested. Because he still gets the fuck you Solo chance, and that's what WWE wants. They want him to be hated, even if he's, they say aura and they throw that word around a lot. No matter if he has that or not, he is making people pissed off because he's saying he's the tribal chief. So in a way, he's doing his job, and I think he can just get better and better. And he's working with Paul Heyman. If you're working with Paul Heyman, you're going to get better either way.
Which Paul Heyman's been missing.
Yeah, I don't know what he's got going on, but he's been out of commission since the table spot, right? Okay. Yeah, he's been gone. But I thought we were going to see him, Jimmy. Nobody showed up, which I actually thought was cool. I said to myself at first, oh, they fucked this spot up. They didn't bring Jimmy, Jay, Sammy, all the people they could have brought. But him coming out kind of as like a lone wolf kind of thing, I wasn't expecting that. I actually ended up liking it a lot.
Yeah, I like how they actually let them have a full match. I mean, some of the moves, Cody did pretty good. I will be honest. I mean, with the couple, when he went up the top rope and did the Cody cutter.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's always cool.
Yeah, he did pretty good that match. And they actually let them have a full drawn match until eventually, they did have the Bloodline come out and attack Cody. And then they did the whole thing where they had Kevin come out and kind of back him up. They did like the whole, 2 versus 3 thing until eventually Jacob Fatu came out, set up Cody on the announce table, and then jumped from the top rope all the way to the announce table.
Yeah, he hates Cody Rhoades. He does that. He likes doing that.
And but what's crazy about that is the whole ankle thing. how he tried to stand up and then like he couldn't stand up because he hurt his ankle.
Yeah.
At first, like the Rhea situation, I was like, did he actually hurt his ankle, or do you think that was just him selling the situation really good?
To me, it's like I want to believe it's real just because I can't see the purpose of his ankle. Like if they said his shoulder hurt or this, yeah, I mean the shoulder was the big topic of the night, but like the ankle, I was like, why are they going for the ankle here?
Yeah, he also had really tall boots on that.
Where's the jar?
Where's the jar? But yeah, so he also had like the ankle wrestling boots that are made for you not to sprain your ankle too. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe he'll come out in a weird little crutch or something. I doubt it.
I'm hoping he's not supposed to play a big storyline this week, and now he's hurt. But from what I've heard and what I've looked at, it was a spot. But I just don't.
Okay.
I just don't get the spot. I don't know what that was supposed to be.
I believe it. I did at the spot when Kevin came out and they started doing the 2 versus 3 moment.
Yeah.
I was trying to guess who the third person was going to be, and then holy shit, what's the saying?
Lo and behold.
Lo and behold, holy shit, Roman Reigns comes out, which we all had a feeling he was going to return anyways because it's been a little bit since WrestleMania. Yeah. But dude, his entrance when he came in with the new little tribal music at the beginning, it was like a boss entrance.
Yeah, it was like I think it was like a little excerpt from the
Dark Souls.
Yeah. I think he pulled something right out of Elden Ring or something. But it was whatever it was. I didn't know if I liked it at first when I first heard the music, dawn upon the crowd. But when he started walking out, it was really cool. The crowd, it was a huge pop because you can't have Roman Reigns come out and the pop's not big and this, that, and the other. And like I said, I was expecting a bloodline civil war, but that needs to be saved for War Games. I think that was a good idea holding off on that.
Yeah, and then they had him come in and then do his Superman punch and spear to Solo, and then him and Cody kind of had a moment where they like looked at each other and they were like, kind of showed mutual respect. Yeah. And then Roman kind of just turned around and walked out. Yeah. And that was that. I did like that situation. That was cool. It was showing it kind of teased like, could we see a Cody and Roman Reigns collaboration?
Dude, imagine a tag team. I think that would be really cool.
You have to think there's a chance that when The Rock comes back, he is not going to be on Roman Reigns' side.
That's kind of what you'd expect, right? Because if they want to feud them together, how is that going to work?
Yeah, and I do think him teaming up with Cody will give him a good example, and I think The Rock's just going to come back as a heel again. You know?
Yeah. I want him to come back as a heel. I think he did a great heel run, and it feels like back in the day Rock. So if it was up to me, if I was a writer, I'm bringing Rock back as a heel.
Oh yeah, but I mean overall, the SummerSlam was pretty good. I mean, I'd give it an 8 out of 10 for the promotion overall.
I'm giving it I'm giving it a 9.
A 9 out of 10.
It set me off. A lot of people said it was predictable, but I wanted in this case for it to be predictable. Yeah. I wanted certain things to happen that needed to happen, and everything I kind of wanted, I wanted. It happened. So I'm giving a 9. I'm gonna throw a 9 out there.
Yeah, one of my favorite things I look forward to in promotions, I like to see how they're going to set up for the following night. So. Yeah. That's how you know if you had a good pay-per-view, because if they set up a storyline for the following night, then it gets you excited to keep watching the story. I hate whenever they end a promotion, and then whenever they start the Monday Night Raw or whatever it is, a lot of times it's Monday Night Raw, it's just kind of like a reset of the story. And that's when you kind of get some of those filler dead episodes. But, yeah, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed the match, man. No Howdy, no Wyatt Six. I'm kind of glad they didn't do that, so they didn't overshadow some of the storylines that are going on. They didn't have Chad Gable do a whole lot, so they didn't have a really reason for them to come out. But Monday night, though, we will see the first Wyatt Six match.
I saw that. Yeah, it's like a tag team or a three-way, something like that.
Yeah. So it's a 3 versus 3 with the members of the Wyatt Six, excluding Uncle Howdy, just the three guys. And it's going to be them versus the brothers and Gable. So that's something I'm going to be looking forward to with that, along with the storyline. I think this upcoming week is going to be something to really, pay attention to. So we're recording this on a Monday, so it's going to be tonight that we actually see this go down.
I'm actually super excited. This because of everything that happened, especially since Raw is basically run by the Judgment Day, this feels like a Raw after Mania, because everything just went to shit. Like everything with the Judgment Day. Gunther has the belt. Braun Breaker took Sammy's belt. Everything about it should be really cool.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But, hey, that was pretty good, man. I give it to him.
9 out of 10.
That concludes this episode of the Pipe Bomb. If you enjoyed, go ahead and subscribe or like. Leave a comment down below wherever you're watching this, either if it's YouTube or Twitter. We're going to try to make our rounds on all social platforms. I'm Deedums. This is my tag team partner.
Drew Gwynn.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to put some more social media out there because I want people to be able to follow us.
Oh, yeah, we're fresh at this. So if you can't find us right now, that's fine. Yeah. So right now we're coming out with this the Pipe Bomb. If you've got any recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. We are very open about all subjects.
We're open about our sexuality as well.
And we're open about our sexuality as well. We've been touching thighs below.
You don't want to know what's going on underneath this camera.
The whole time.
Yeah.
So if you guys enjoyed, subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Peace.